and today I'm going to be playing some chess. Give me one moment to turn down the volume of the game. There we go. So I just got this game. It's called Chess Ultra, and it essentially allows you to play chess on the PS4. That's pretty much all there is to it. I wanted to get this game so that I could actually stream my chess matches. I don't like streaming using OBS. I normally play chess on chess.com. So this allows me to play chess where I can talk with you guys. We can all kind of hang out. Speaking of talking with peeps, I'm going to call Ryan on Facebook, and I'm going to be talking to Ryan while I play chess on Chess Ultra. At least that's the game plan. Ryan may not be available, and that's totally fine. We'll see what happens. But let's start a game. I've never played Chess Ultra before, so it's going to be interesting playing Chess Ultra. That's the Facebook call calling Ryan, the sound you guys are hearing. Hello, Ryan.
Yes, I agree we should cut off chips and eat it between the two of us. What are your thoughts on that?
When you said that, it sounded like you were talking to like another person, because you said Jet's dick. You weren't like your dick, so it sounded like you're talking to someone else about my dick. How are you doing today?
Fine.
That's good to hear. I'm playing Chess Ultra. It's like a PS4 chess game. I'm playing against the computer, so I'm gonna see if I'm gonna get bodied or not. Do you want to see what Chess Ultra looks like, my dude?
No.
No?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
I like how you said no, maybe.
Probably not.
Probably not. See, if you were watching the stream, you could try and help your boy out. Give me some chess pointers. Let's see. What are you currently up to? You mentioned a moment ago, before this call, in a previous call, that you were watching a video about U.S. ships? Question mark?
No. Star Trek.
Oh, Star Trek ships. My apologies. I don't know a lot about either one. Don't really know what to do. Oh, it's weird how the knight animates. Everybody, like, just shifts around the board, but the knight, like, jumps over everybody, which makes sense, I guess. But I expected it to shift like how everybody else shifts. Let's see. I'll let my knights out. Who let the dogs out? Okay. I don't like that his knight is so close, but I don't think I have, like, a thing I can do to deal with it. I'm also getting used to, like, what certain pieces look like in this game versus on, like, chess.com. I guess I'll move you over to the right. One of his pawns is gaining some ground. I might be able to try and do something about that. Both of my bishops are still kind of locked in the back, so I can't really use them to do too much. It's also interesting looking at the game. Oh, you can tilt the camera up and stuff, but then it zooms back down, so that's kind of weird. I guess that's the equivalent of standing up to look at the board, and then once you're done not doing that. I guess I'll scoot my queen over here. Okay. What do I want to do with this queen is the current thing that I'm trying to figure out. Because my queen right now has a lot of mobility. Oh, I just sacked the queen. That's not good. Oh, I got the pawn that sacked my queen. His knight has progressed forward a little bit. Oh, one of my bishops is free. That's kind of nice, I suppose. I'll threaten one of his knights. Oh, I just realized the position I took was not that advantageous. I was able to take his pawn, but I lost the pawn that I used to threaten his knight. Let's see. I'm gonna move my bishop here. Ooh. Interesting. I moved my bishop into a position where I could, like, threaten his knight, but then he moved his knight and took one of my pieces in the process, putting me in check. He then took one of my bishops. I'm gonna take his knight with my king. He took one of my pieces with his rook, so I'm gonna take his rook with a pawn. And I lost. It makes sense. Ooh, good game. Hashtag GG. Hashtag good game. Hashtag handshake. Ryan, what does ELO mean?
What do you mean?
So in chess you have like a score or whatever that's like your player score. That's called like an ELO, but I don't know what ELO stands for.
I don't know.
Okay. I too am unaware.
I don't know all kinds of, like, you know, I'm not like a chess nerd, you know? Like, I don't know all these, like, things about chess. Like, I've played it. Not, like, the worst. But that's as best as I do.
Understandable. I've been learning more about chess. I'm curious how I'll do in my next game. In my first game, I got my Ute whooped. Cool. Oh, you can go back to past games that you did, and you can, like, watch them play out or whatever, I think. Well, actually, no, it's letting me just play this fresh now. I don't know what just happened. It looked like it, like, loaded up an older thing, and then I had the choice to look at it, but instead I, like, chose to overwrite it, more or less. Let's see. I'm gonna move a pawn to the center. They did the same. I'm gonna scoot a pawn up, which actually should free up a bishop. This may not be a good move, but I'm going to shift a bishop forward, and it gets taken by the queen, which is kind of what I thought would happen. So now that the queen's there, I'm going to move a knight out to threaten the queen. My king is now in check due to a bishop, so I'm going to scoot the king forward. My king is now in check due to a queen. I scoot the king forward. My queen is taken by their queen. Let's see. Where do I want to do? Oh! My king is in an interesting position. He literally just can't move. So what is there to do? So right now I'm doing that thing where you click like every piece that you could try to move. And you just see your options. But I'm actually not sure what just happened. Okay, here we go. I clicked the king, and it more or less was saying, there's nowhere the king can go. And it was throwing me. So, if I move the bishop there, the queen could take the bishop, which would free movement for the rook, but it wouldn't really help me in this situation too much. Can I apply any pressure with my current position? I'm gonna move my knight forward. The bishop moved back and put my king in check. I move a pawn in front of the bishop, and then, yeah, checkmate. And that makes sense, because the queen was right behind me, so I didn't really have anywhere that I could go. Fair enough. I'm gonna jump back to the beginning of the game. I'm gonna try again. Ryan, how do you like to open in chess? So you're saying you don't have a particular opening? I've seen you, like, free your bishop and try to go for a really fast, like, checkmate, like, more than a couple times. Well, not checkmate, but really fast check. I'm gonna free a bishop. They freed a bishop, putting my king in check. I'm gonna move a knight in front of the king. Going to move a rook behind a pawn and next to the queen. The knight was taken by a bishop. I take the bishop with a queen. Another bishop is being moved out. So it seems like he's using his bishops fairly aggressively. So he has his queen out. I'm gonna move my queen out in line with one of his pawns. I'm gonna try to take one of his pawns with my queen. Okay. Interesting. He moved a knight out where it can't get my queen, but depending on where my queen would try to move, it would like lock my queen out. So I see what's going on there. I just need to be careful with it. So how do I want to address this situation? If I try to attack the knight, the bishop will like kill the queen. I can't attack the bishop. There are... If I move the queen over one to put it in front of the knight, there's nothing he can really do about that. Okay, so he scooted the bishop in closer. If I was to then move the queen over one again, I could then strike the bishop, but then he could just move his bishop over again, and if you loop too many times, it can be a draw, or whatever, like a declared draw. Now, if my bishop were to attack this pawn, he could get my bishop with his knight, but if he did, I could get his knight with my queen. So I'm going to try to bait that. I'm going to try and get the pawn with my bishop. Oh, he moved his queen in line to attack my bishop. If I move my bishop out of the way, then his queen can attack my queen. So this is an interesting, like, under fire situation to be in. Yeah, how do I want to address that? If I try to take his knight with my queen, his bishop will take my queen. If I scoot my bishop just to the... Not my bishop. Hold up. this bishop is under attack by multiple things, I just realized. So he can potentially take my bishop with his knight or with his queen. He's not going to take it with his queen unless he's like a fucking idiot. Because if he takes it with his queen, I take it with my queen. So then it's kind of a queen trade. Well, no, hold on a second. If he takes it with his queen, and then I take his queen with my queen, then he takes my queen with his knight. He nets. Like, in the end, he does benefit from that. That could be the strategy all along. But it might just make more sense to just move my bishop somewhere else, just to where it's just not under fire in the first place. Which I believe I could do by just moving it here. Oh shit, what? That threw the fuck out of me. The queen did a move that I didn't expect, like something I wasn't paying attention to. That took my rook. The queen took my rook and put me in checkmate. Okay, let me play from here. Play from like the turn right before. Oh well, I played from there and it was the computer's turn, so they just did what they did again. So hold on a second. Back. Go back 2 turns. And then play from there. See how it should go. Okay, so when I moved my bishop, the queen essentially went in for the kill. I hadn't realized that the queen was in line with the rook. So I'm going to move the rook to the right. Then his knight took my bishop, which is one of the things that I thought might happen beforehand. I realize now that the knight is also in line to be able to take one of my pawns. I'm not sure how much that actually matters though. I'm gonna push one of my pawns forward. Okay. The knight is putting my king in check. I'm gonna take the knight with my rook. Oh crap, I forgot. If you don't, do anything about it, the queen can just take the other queen. So I lost my queen. Let's see. My opponent's going pretty heavily on the offensive, but I could probably take advantage of this and start trying to go for my opponent's pawns the same way that they're kind of going for my pawns. But my opponent has such a strong line right now. I'm not sure if that's wise. Maybe if I start attacking this way. Okay. King's in check again. Gonna scoot my king in further. King's in check again. Gotta move. I wonder if this is gonna force a draw. Yeah, king's in check again. Gotta move again. Let's see. I'm gonna move my rook to take one of my opponent's pawns. Okay, I lost a bishop to the queen. Ooh, I lost a pawn to a bishop. Let's see. Ooh, my rook isn't in as good of a position as I had originally thought. Yeah, this is looking like a trade at best. Yeah, this isn't gonna help too much. I'm gonna take the bishop that's on my side with my rook. The queen takes my bishop, which makes sense. Not my bishop, queen takes my rook. I need to figure out a way to deal with the queen, but I don't have a lot of pieces to work with. gonna move my king forward. Queen takes my rook. Queen's gonna take my knight if I don't move my knight. So I move my knight. Queen puts me in check. I move the king over. Ooh. They are doing a really good job of limiting my movement. I like how the music is trying to like amp itself up, like as the game continues. Oh wow. Okay. This should be checkmate. Yep. Game got me again. Makes sense. Ryan, what are you currently up to, my dude? Ah. Could you remind me the name of that war game again? No. No? Okay. How do I want to start? So this is kind of a weird start. You pulled a bishop out. Okay. You released one of his knights. What was I originally thinking about doing, like in the first place? I could line up my bishop with their knight. That doesn't really help me too much. There's no real reason to do it. I can let one of my knights out and threaten one of his pawns in the process. They castled. I'll attack that pawn that I threatened with my knight initially. Let's see, they're lining up their queen with my king and threatening my knight at the same time. There aren't many safe spaces for my knight to go to, necessarily. I could strengthen the position of the king, I suppose, by putting my queen in front of my king. Their queen stops forward, which is fine. I don't really care. I could put this pawn here to defend the pawn that the queen is pressing. They put a knight behind their bishop, who, as far as I can tell, can't really hit anybody right now. Let's see. Where would I want the rook to be? Maybe I shouldn't care. Push the line with a far pawn. Okay. The knight has developed. Knight's in between the bishop and... The knight could take my queen if I don't do anything. So I need to dissuade such an action. Maybe by pushing my queen forward. Okay. The knight moved and put me in check. Makes sense. I push the king forward. Fuck. He was just freeing up the bishop to hit the queen, which makes sense. I lost track of that. So what am I going to do now to deal with it? Well, for one, Wait, what? Oh! The bishop is being protected by the knight. I see. I'm gonna move my rook up one. Okay. Bishop takes bishop. Didn't realize that was an option. That means that I could have potentially taken his bishop as well. Good to know. Let's see. I'm gonna push this pawn forward again. Oh! Queen takes rook. Okay. Makes sense. Definitely getting my booty whooped, but that's okay. This is a very dangerous position to be in indeed. I'm gonna move the king toward the queen. Queen took the pawn, which makes sense, and put me in check at the same time. Gonna move the king behind there. Bishop put me in checkmate. Fair. Dial back to the beginning. Try it again. I'll start by unleashing the knights. Pushes a pawn forward. Move the knight out. Okay, the knight's under threat by one of the pawns. There are very few places where the knight can go where he's actually like safe. I can't even defend him with the other knight, so I might have to.
So what did he think?
Oh fuck! Bishop took the knight. So you said, what did Aiden think? What did Aiden think of Mom's political takes?
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Okay. So my mom defends Trump for some reason. She's not necessarily saying that Trump is good, but if you try to say that Trump is bad, she'll go really out of her way to say like, well, Trump's just saying his opinion, all these other presidents are bad. Da-na-na-na-na-na. You don't know
All
the truth about
Biden.
Biden.
That also includes Trump. He's as bad as the other terrible. You know, like, he's also in that group. Nothing that the president has done that he hasn't done in terms of slaves, you know, like he's, helped commit genocide. He's done all kinds of other nefarious crimes. He's been personally corrupt, and we've all worked this stuff, like these cronyisms and like pardoning his criminal friends and stuff. So like, he's very high on like overt corruption that maybe other presidents. But in terms of like his like policies and stuff, with like the concentration camps and like genocide in Yemen and all that kind of stuff, he's as abhorrent as like Obama and Bush and every previous president.
So, Ryan, why do you like to talk about politics in particular?
Well, it's kind of important.
Well, that doesn't mean you necessarily like it. There's like a difference between the two.
Well, I went to the ideology supermarket and I picked up a bunch of anarchisms and that's one of the things.
Well, that sounds like just kind of like a silly answer, but not necessarily like a real answer to the question.
Like, should everyone talk about politics?
That doesn't answer the question of why you like to talk about politics.
I'm not sure I really get the question.
So why do you enjoy discussing politics? Is the question.
So you're saying I enjoy talking about politics?
Are you asserting that you do not enjoy talking about politics?
What do you think I enjoy about?
I am the one who is inquiring why you enjoy about it,
Yeah,
illustrating that I do not know why you enjoy it.
I don't know why. Why do you think that I do?
Because it seems like in situations where you don't have to discuss politics, right? You will be like, but that is the preference. You'll be like, let's go for a political discussion, which seems to indicate some level of enjoyment in discussing politics if you would prefer to do so over maybe other topics.
So, Ryan likes to argue, right?
You can argue about all kinds of stuff, though.
Yeah, I like to argue. One of the easiest ways to argue with someone is to talk about politics.
Why do you feel like that's the easiest way? Or one of the easiest ways? Oh, I put them in check.
Because there's a lot of...
Hey, that's one of the first times I've done this.
Politics, it's really right from the politics. Because people usually try and, like, defend their ideological fellows' positions, even when they shouldn't. Because they don't have, like, very good arguments.
Fuck, I'm not sure. Push the queen. Oh, fuck! Fuck, no! Pushing the queen was not a good idea. I didn't realize that pushing the queen made my queen vulnerable to their queen.
Also, as someone who identifies along the anarchist line, it's kind of important to talk to people about all of the problems caused by their ideologies.
So, I feel like you answered it quite well when you said you like to argue, because it sounds like it's less has to do with a desire to discuss politics and more has to do with a desire to argue, and you're like, it's an easy mechanism to start an argument. Why do you feel like you like to argue? Like, what is the true difference between like argument and debate? Like, would it be more proper to say that you enjoy a debate, or do you enjoy an argument more? Why, that was a part of my question, was like, how do you differentiate between an argument and a debate? Like, my question is, which do you prefer? So you're saying you don't. So you could also say that you like to debate.
I don't have a special, like, debate can be like a sort of generalized term, just like it's synonymous with like political discourse. It can be like a formal, like, structured sort of like debate club or like televised debates, something like that. It can be just referring to like talking, like actual just arguments, casual way. So like which do you need? Because I don't do like formalized like rebuttal about.
Why not?
Because I don't.
Because I don't is an interesting answer to why not. Like, I guess that is, like, an interesting question. So, when you say that you like to argue and that you like to debate, you could probe that further. You could be like, so, why do you enjoy, like, debate? I legitimately am just fucked in this, like, chess thing. Like, I don't know what I should do. So I just keep moving, but not with, like, purpose.
Tell me about your game's reception to whatever it is your mom was talking about.
Oh, wait. Are you dodging the previous thing? Examples of her defenses of Trump.
Yeah, what did she defend him on? Like, what did she say?
So I mentioned, like, Trump lying about pretty much a whole lot of stuff. Mainly about his, like, success financially, and how he had a push for, like, I'm gonna run the country like a business, but then he wouldn't let us know what his financials were, and then we discovered what his financials were actually like, and how essentially he, like, built a platform off of a lie, kind of thing. And then how she said, well, a lot of presidents probably don't disclose their financials. She's like, do we know Biden's financial? Are people asking Biden about his tax returns? Was, like, her response to that?
What I understand. Everyone before Trump had done that. Like, that was an actual common thing.
Not chess.com. The chess website's doing, like, a TikTok sound as if to be like, hurry up. Even though this isn't a timed match. Let's see. But I honestly don't know what to do. Is there a way to restart the game? You can resign. I'll resign.
The same sorts of ways. Like that, we should get open with that kind of stuff. Or what? Like, you should just do it, you know? Especially because of how personally corrupt Trump was.
Let's see. But why do you like to debate? You shook that earlier. Like, you just pivoted. That's interesting. So you say that you like to debate, but you also say that you don't have a reason for why.
So, any other sort of, like, mom Trump defense stuff?
Mom Trump defense?
I don't know if you really went hard on Trump.
So,
on some really, like, horrible things.
when I mentioned, like, racist things that Trump has said, Mom says that he's just, like, expressing an opinion was her, like, defense of that. She really felt like it didn't, like, matter. When talking about the... Right. When talking about, like, the Capitol and, like, what happened there, she doesn't feel like Trump has any responsibility for it, even though he hasn't, like, denounced stuff like white supremacy, which you think would just be, like, a natural thing to do if you're not a white supremacist.
On the Capitol that day or any other day, because he was lying about various, like, election fraud.
Right.
Like, it's not like, the whole reason that they're there is because Trump has lied to them since election day about election fraud. And even, like, earlier than that, insinuating that kind of stuff would happen. We have evidence and such. So like, him, but, like, in terms of, it's like, there's, like, direct, like, you can criticize him for, like actual, like, inciting, like, the attack and stuff.
So, Mom does not believe that he incited it. She goes really far to try and say that if he doesn't straight up say to do a thing, and if he doesn't straight up say that he supports a thing, that you can't say that he, like, did it, kind of thing. So when you bring up stuff like him saying Proud Boys stand by and stuff like that, she's like, you don't really know what that means necessarily. Like, it's such a, like, vague thing.
We're just saying things kind of vaguely, but, like, people recognize what you're trying to say. They get what you're saying. Even if you say it vaguely, so that, like, it's all of them that it's the whole point of speaking.
I guess then when...
Because you've been doing that, like, a lot. Like, besides the more racist things that he said. So.
Scoot the king over? Okay. Sure, put your queen there. I actually don't care if you put your queen there. Yeah, what is that queen gonna do? Did he fuck his queen? He might be, like, over there fucking his queen. I don't know what to do with this knight. I was thinking about moving the knight to do something. Now I gotta remember that bishop's there, and that bishop is threatening this knight. He could try and take this knight, unless I move it somewhere. So I'm gonna move my knight here. Don't know if that'll help at all. Okay, they move their knight out. I could potentially move this rook into this space. His knight pulls up and puts the king in check. The king is forced to move back, repeating a step. My bishop is taken. Speaking of bishops being taken, I have a bishop that is clear to move. He actually got the queen, damn. Use the rook to take the knight.
Like, white supremacy, racism.
Oh, Ryan, real quick, before you transition to that, have you figured out why you like debates?
I'm just talking about, like, in terms of dog whistles and stuff, there's a lot of pivoting of white supremacists in public from, like, overt, like, just, like, direct racist attacks of, like, N-word swears and stuff, to be more dog whistling and such. There's this famous line from Nixon's strategies about Lee Atwater and how they go about sort of dog whistling on segregation or desegregation, like against desegregation. So he's got this like quote that you want me to like read it. It kind of explains what they're doing. That I can't think of.
No, thank you.
I'll read it.
Well, no thank you. I like how you asked, but then when I answered, you were like, I'm good, I'll do it anyway. I'm more interested at the moment in, like, why you like to debate. I think that's interesting, like, the motivations for it.
There's not, like, well thought out, like, reason, like, you're not gonna get a better answer on that question.
You say that as if it's, like,
the same non-answers. Right?
Do you feel like it is difficult to, like, figure out why you enjoy debating?
I don't know that I do.
Then, but you just made that claim only a moment ago in order to explain why you enjoy discussing politics.
Sure, that could be a reason.
Well, no, that's not a reason for why you like to debate. You liking to debate is the reason for why you said you enjoy discussing politics. But then that leads me to, like, well, why do you enjoy debating? Because it all goes back down to that crux of why you enjoy discussing politics. Well, I specifically am...
to attack people's political views that I find harmful.
But I'm specifically asking...
To promote better ones.
Well, I'm specifically asking why you enjoy discussing politics from the perspective of enjoyment.
I guess I do.
So then why would be my question. Why do you?
The thing about enjoyment is you don't necessarily get like a why.
Is that true? Is there anything that you enjoy but you actually have no reason for why you enjoy it whatsoever? Checkmate, got me. I'm out here being ass at chess. I might stop the chess for now. I'm glad that I got this game because it allows me to... I hit the back button a whole bunch of times, but then it reset, so I guess you can't jam back. Because if you do, it'll jump to the end, I guess. There we go.
You should take like everything that politicians say at face value. If you're not like considering like subtext.
Hold on, Ray. You keep dodging the politics thing without asking.
It's not a thing.
What do you mean it's not a thing?
But you also didn't really tell me much about what your mom said specifically. So now I'm asking about what your mom said specifically. So then we can get past what Aiden thought about those things specifically.
Also, real quick, guys, on the stream, I'm gonna pivot from chess to Battlefront or Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know which one. So stay tuned. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding 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 ring notification bell. We notify when these videos. It's your friend, your boy, Jump Like the One Only, here with...
I want to talk about your mom's politics.
Logging out. Peace, guys. Check it out.